What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to JJD TV. I'm your host Josh, and we are here for the match preview, and it's for a game that I'm going to say is the most important game of the season because I've, said it probably like 4 or 5 times, but as the season progresses, each situation is different. This is by far the most important game of the season, no question about it. It is Borussia Dortmund, it is Wolfsburg, and it is a game that is going to probably decide the top 4. If you want to take a look at the standings right now, nice, quick, easy for you. We are 5 points behind Wolfsburg, and if we win this match, we are only 2 points behind them, and then it's got 3 games to go, and it's absolutely wide open. We both have relatively tough and challenging oppositions left, so it could go either way, but if Wolfsburg win it, then we're probably in pretty big trouble, but it's only time will tell. So let's dive in. Let's take a look at our recent history because I like to do that, and this one is absolutely hilarious. We have won our last 5 games against Wolfsburg, and we haven't conceded a goal against Wolfsburg since 2016, where we beat them 5-1. So we like to look at the previous history between the clubs. This is one where it is absolutely in our favor. The stats show it, the games show it, and then obviously earlier in the season when we took Wolfsburg on, we beat them. So on history, on even recent history, we look like to be the force to be reckoned with when we take on Wolfsburg in this match. And if we look at current form, we have the exact same ones. We've taken all competitions into consideration. Our last 5 versus their last 5. We've both won 3, we both draw 0, and we both lost 2. So half decent performance, as well as we both had the mid-game week, and both went relatively well. We took on Union Berlin in a tough game where we ended up going away with a clean sheet and a 2-0 victory, while Wolfsburg won 3-1 at Stuttgart. And could have been a little bit closer game, in my opinion, in that Stuttgart game, but Stuttgart did get one late, so, no clean sheet either way. But now let's look into the starting 11 because this is going to be a tough one, man. And I'm going to go a little off book for my starting 11 with Dortmund. But usually, like I said to you guys, we play 2 formations. We play the 4-3-2-1, our beautiful little Christmas tree formation. And we do it against teams that we have relatively even possession against. I'm talking about the teams usually in the top half. We play 4-2-3-1 when we play teams relatively in the bottom half. Now, or teams that, are on the bubble. We played Union. We had the 4-2-3-1 formation, but I don't think that we're going to keep it in the Wolfsburg game, even though the personnel I'm looking at right now, because of the injury, because of the suspension against Hummels, unfortunately, is looking like the 4-2-3-1 could be an option, but I'm going to go off book. Like I said, I'm going to say we're going to stick with the Christmas tree formation, our beautiful 4-3-2-1, just because I think that it matches Wolfsburg a little bit more. I think we need that extra man in the midfield, and I just, without Delaney probably being in here because of the injury, and as well as Hummels, this is the formation I'm going to try to look to get because I think the midfield's going to be very important in shutting down this tricky and very challenging Wolfsburg team. So looking at net, we got Hits. Came off an excellent game against Union. No surprise. Right back, we're going to go with Marai. I think Marai had a little bit of rest in the midweek, which is nice. Piszczek came on, showed that he's still got the legs, and I just think it's going to be Marai going forward. This is where it gets interesting. With Hummels' suspension, which absolutely sucks, comes at a terrible time, but we need to put someone in there. It's going to be a Kanji, and in my opinion, he's going to be partnered with Piszczek. I was thinking of dropping Chan back, but like I said, I want to go with the 3-man midfield, so I'm assuming Piszczek will play right center back. Kanji will switch over, play left center back with Guerrero as our left back. That'll be our back 4. Piszczek rolled back the years, had a good performance against Union Berlin, and I'm expecting another decent performance here against Wolfsburg, which will lead to the 3-man midfield. And the 3-man midfield, we'll have Chan dropping back to that number 6 with, of course, Dahoud, and they can be interchangeable if you want to. And then Bellingham, you have to. That's the 3-man midfield we're going to go with, especially with Delaney's injury not looking likely like he's going to be playing, which then leads to the front 3. And we got our boy I'm thinking is going to come back. And we saw the energy, the excitement everyone had with Sancho coming on. It's got to be Sancho. I think that he played those. He came on in the 59th minute. He got those minutes to get a little bit of form under the belt. He looked exceptional. There's no reason I don't think he's not going to start this game. He's going to be alongside Royce, who is picking up his form as well, man. He looked great. And then up front, we're going to have Holland, who came off a bit of a frustrating night with the missed pen and the missed chances and the frustration. So I'm expecting a huge performance for him. And that is my predicted formation. And if you want to hear what it would be for the 4-2-3-1, it would be Chan in the center back with Bellingham, Dahoud as the 2 center defensive mids. It'd be Reina as Cam, Royce out on the left, Sancho on the right, Holland up front. But I don't know. I'm going with my off-brand. That's what my gut's telling me, and we're going to stick with that one. So now let's take a look at some of the key matches. And the key matches is one of my favorite parts because I like taking a look at the opposition and see what threats that they have. And for me, looking at the back, I look at John Brooks. And I think John Brooks is someone who's been there, done that. And he's a good, solid Bundesliga center back. He's very good at moving the ball as well. very good at picking out a pass, and I think he's going to be very, very crucial in shutting down my matchup with him, and that's Jadon Sancho. And Sancho, because Sancho looked like absolute lightning out there, and it's his opportunity to come into a game that desperately matters. Top 4 is on the line. Sancho wants to be playing Champions League, and I'm hoping that he's going to have a huge performance, and I think a good challenge for him is going to have to be breaking down John Brooks. When we look at the other end, we look at Weghorst, and Weghorst, in my opinion, is a serial scorer in the Bundesliga. Very underrated striker, in my opinion. Should be playing for the Dutch national team, and he's going to be an absolute headache, and there's only one man I can match him up with today, and it is Emre Can. Whether Chan plays as a CDM, whether Chan plays as a center back, Chan needs to bring the composure that we know that he can do. The reason I don't like sometimes seeing him play as a center back or even as a number 6 is because he's too risky. We saw the mistake that almost cost 15 seconds into the Union Berlin game. He's got to come in here. He's got to have his head in the right place. He's got to be very, very composed at the back, and he's got to shut down Weghorst because that's their biggest goal threat, aerial presence. And if Chan can do it on the day, show that he steps up, plays alongside Akanji, it should be good for us because if he doesn't, it could lead to some issues. So that is my predictions for the lineups. Let me know if you guys agree with some of the key matchups as well. Where do you think Chan will be playing? Yada, yada, yada. But let's get into the prediction because I am going to do one. I didn't know if I wanted to, but just given how this has been, I mean, I don't like the fact that we're away in a matchup this important, but I still think we're going to press on. And the way that the clean sheets has been rolling in, I'm thinking a 2-0 victory. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be similar to the Union game. Not as many chances, but we're going to take one early, then I think we're going to take one late. I'm saying 2-0 for Borussia Dortmund. Brings us within 2 points and makes sure this top 4 race is absolutely on. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what your predictions and what you thought on the lineups and all that good fun stuff. And we'll see you for the watch-along on the weekend. And just to give you guys a little update as to why, because you're probably wondering I didn't do the watch-along for the Union game. We were thinking of just a couple of content creators of kind of boycotting either a watch-along preview, something like that, just to show our disappointment with the Super League. So that was the reason I wasn't going to do it. I mean, we're luckily to have a club that's as amazing as Borussia Dortmund is, and it didn't actually end up happening. And it was nothing against, obviously, the club. The club is exceptional and just didn't do the right thing, but I wanted to show the love. This is a worldwide sport. I didn't like what was going on in the Super League, so that was the intention behind it, and I could have, I guess, did it, but we just decided not to and went live on Dortmund's Twitch afterwards. But I'm excited to come back for the watch-along against Wolfsburg. It's going to be absolutely important, and I'm hoping that we can win it. So thank you guys so much. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you next time.